Believe we're live. We should be live. Let's see if we're live. We are live. Afternoon, guys. How are we doing? I'm getting everything ready for you. If you can see and hear me, let me know in the comments. Hey, Rita, Andrea, Stevie, how are we all? Hi, Michelle. Hello. Elizabeth is here. Hi, folks. If you can hear me fine and see me fine, let me know. If you're feeling good, let me know. Hello. Don't forget, it helps me out a bit if you can go and click the link in the description and allow my software to see your name. It's not desperate because I've got the phone here too, so I can see that, but it does help a bit because I can see you on screen if you do that for me. We've got Andrea saying hi, we got Farah saying hi, Helen saying hi. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Do days even matter anymore? Is it Blur's Day? Is the month called Mapril? Who knows? I saw the other day someone now has a clock with just the 7 days of the week on it, which I think is quite handy. I've got another mate who every time he texts me, he tells me what date it is just to remind himself. How are you feeling about that? Who's saying click what? Who said that? Michelle. So in the description of this video, there is a hyperlink. If you go to it, it then says allow Be Live to see your name and comments. That's what you have to click. Marie's here. Afternoon, folks. How are you all? Seriously, how are you? It's a bit of a weird thing, isn't it? A very weird thing. I've never known anything like it, and I don't think we will again. Who we got here? Erica's here. Hi, Erica. How are you? Lorraine's in. Lorraine told me she was excited about this, so I feel pressure to perform. I hope I do it justice. How long should we give people? Who else we got? Jane's here. Hello, Jane. Marie's bored. Jane's wonderful. Jane, you need to give some of your wonderful to Marie because she's bored. I'll have some wonderful, actually. I'll take some of that. Can I get some wonderful? That'd be great. Does it ship? Does it fit through the letterbox? Stevie's tuning in whilst doing a resistance band workout. Crikey. I hate the one where I have to put double thick bands just above my knees and then do side steps. That really burns. That's a burner. Nicola Burns has clicked the link but got a blank page. Well, I can still see your name in the software, so it must have worked. Thank you, Jane, for sending me the wonderful. That is awesome. Thank you very much. So I think we got a decent crowd in. I think there's about 20 of you, which is nice. It'll be available on catch up, so that's all good. Shall we make a start? I want to ask your permission. Are you ready to get going? Do you remember what we're talking about? We're going to talk about 10 different things, 10 different ways that digital can help you during this outbreak. So it's not super detailed because each of those 10 areas would be a webinar in themselves. In fact, they are. So it's really a short presentation to get you thinking and to get your creative juices flowing, your digital juices flowing. to think about. Marie Ellen, can I see you on camera? Just checking. No, why? Are you not dressed? I can't see you on camera. It would be interesting though. Hi everyone that's joining. Good to have you here. Right, I'm gonna make a start. What I'm gonna do is share my screen. I'm hoping you can see that, and you can let me know in a minute. I'm gonna push a magic button, and I should go down to the bottom right of the screen, and then you should see some stuff on the screen, which is really clever when you think about it. So, how do I get that back? That's better. Here we are, we're off, we're running. I want to talk to you today about 10 ways digital can support you during the COVID outbreak. Okay, so this is just, as I said, to get you thinking. In summary, we're going to talk about bookings, we're going to talk about video consultations, we're going to talk about online payments and commerce, how you work remotely, especially if you've got other members of your team. But the tools will be useful anyway, even if you work on your own. We're going to talk about social media briefly, search optimization, automation, subscription services, website enhancements, and live streaming, which I know is something that a lot of you guys are dabbling with, thanks to Mr. RCS. He's getting you involved in Facebook Lives, which is great. So, first thing to talk about is online bookings. Now, I'm hoping that I'm not getting in the way of some of the slides, so let me try and move that a bit. I think you can see it better now. So, starting with bookings, now is a really good time to invest in the digital experience that you provide to your patients. And usually the first or second digital experience that a patient has of you is your booking process. So what it's like for them to get onboarded by you. How's that experience for them? So now is a really good time to make sure that your website and your social media allows patients to book with you online for a date in the future if they wish to. And I've talked to you before about tools like Calendly, and I always recommend that one. I know there's lots of other software packages for clinics, and a lot of them are very comprehensive. I recommend Calendly because it's super, super simple, and it does this really well. It does bookings really well. You can set it up in a morning. Ask anyone that's followed the Automate course. You can set this stuff up in a couple of hours. It easily integrates into your website. You don't even have to have a website to use Calendly. They give you a landing page for your booking process. So, first thing of the 10 ways, look at your booking process. Have you got it digitized? If you haven't, why not? Second thing, with the clinics shut and everyone in isolation, lockdown, then obviously we look at video and online to allow us to still consult and engage with patients, right? Helen's saying she loves Calendly. Yeah, so do I. I think it's a crap name, Calendly. Sort of you trip over it when you say it, but it's a really slick product. So yeah, I agree. I think it's super, super cool. So anyway, back to video consults. Obviously, that's one of the only ways at the moment that we can have a real face-to-face with our patients. So video and online engagement is going to allow us to keep doing that. And there are lots of tools, and I'm going to do another whole presentation, webinar, Facebook Live, call it what you like, just on that video consultation, because there's a lot actually to consider if you want to do it really well. So I'm going to come back to that in another live, but for now, If you're not doing it, then just get started. Talk to me if you don't know how to get started, or if you're stuck, or maybe the stuff that I talk about later might be for you if you want to get all that up and running. But there's tools like Skype, Zoom, WhatsApp, obviously. All of those allow video calls. So definitely, if you're not already doing it, start looking at it, and integrate it into your process, into the website, into your online booking tools, all of that kind of stuff. Stevie's saying she avoids saying Calendly wherever possible, but she employs its use as often as possible. Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I have to say it, but I don't. I think they could have changed the name. I prefer Acuity, you must admit. Yeah, totally cool, Marie. There's so many tools out there. If I was to go through every one, that would be an hour in itself. But you know, I stick with Calendly because it's a really good place to start and super simple. Acuity is good too. It's what works for you, really. And if you're already using a tool that has the booking facility, then of course, not much point starting again unless you're having a painful experience. So when we move on from video consults, we start looking at things like remote treatment services. So have a look at everything you're already doing and think about how can you meet your patient's needs but online. So is it a skincare consultation? Is it acne clinics? Is it regular check-ins that they pay for on a monthly basis, that kind of thing? Skincare products, etc. And also, obviously, to enable that, you're going to need to have online payments set up and to e-commerce to some extent if you're selling products. So have a look at things like Stripe. Stripe's really, really good for integrating credit card payments into the site. Have a look at Shopify, or if you've got a WordPress site, there's a module you can add to it called WooCommerce. That's really cool. And if you want to roll your sleeves up and have a go yourself, it's possible to do it. You might find it frustrating, but if you want to do it yourself, you can. Or if not, work with your web agency or your digital partner to help you do that stuff. But if you're starting to look at remote services, then online payments and e-commerce comes hand in hand with that. And so if you start to offer some kind of subscription service where at the end of it, you're recommending some products, ideally they're buying it from your website or from your web shop if you haven't got a website yet. And you don't have to have a website to start doing e-commerce. You know, Facebook and Instagram offer commerce facilities as well. So also have a look at that. And we're all working at home. So we talk about remote working. We need to look at tools that help us get better at that. So there's some really, really good tools to help with teamwork and collaborating remotely. And some of you got staff, some of you haven't. It doesn't matter. The tools are really useful anyway, even if you're just working with yourself. So particularly for Teams, Workplace by Facebook is really, really good. LTF, my agency, use that, and it does conferencing. It allows us to collaborate, direct messaging. It's got a really, really good mobile app, video calls, discussing projects. We do everything on there in terms of managing holiday time and all that kind of stuff. It's really, really good. Trello as well, which I love and have done for years, is a really simple kind of list and card-based system for managing projects and tasks. And you can collaborate as well remotely. So yeah, have a look at those things. Marie's asking how much is Workplace. I don't know, actually. It's pretty cheap. It's based on how many people are using it at one time. I think it's like $6 or $7 a month per user, but I'll have a look afterwards and come back to you. Marie also said that she's useless and managed to get WooCommerce set up. So there you go. That's how easy it is. So with remote working, we were talking about things like Workplace and Trello, but also have a think about, are you fully set up to work from home? I know most of you are, but for those of you that have kind of become reliant on your premises, things like Dropbox, and also this is good practice anyway, even if you do work at home a lot already, is to have everything stored in the cloud rather than on your device. Because if your laptop crashes or your tablet crashes and you lose data, you're screwed. So it's best to have everything stored in the cloud. That's what we do. It's what I've always done. If my laptop explodes, I would be a bit sad, but it wouldn't be devastating. And the reason that I'm particularly hot on that is because once upon a time, about 5 years ago, our office was broken into and they stole about 12 iMac computers, a few laptops, for some unknown reason, smashed a picture of my kids on my desk, dickheads. But they got away with a lot of stuff. And because we didn't have everything backed up in the cloud, we lost a lot of important data and files and work. And since that point, everything is kept in the cloud. So it's a really good discipline to get into. And Dropbox for Business, I think, is one of the best. Apple are going to get into this soon if they haven't already, and iCloud will be able to do pretty much what Dropbox does. And being an Apple head and a fanboy of Apple products, I might switch from Dropbox to Apple's solution, but it would have to be really good. So then we come on to things like social media. Obviously, massive topic, but it is increasingly and still now where most patients will go for research about these kind of treatments. So, you know, even during a lockdown, they go there for peer-to-peer review of what kind of treatments and practitioners are around. They look for social proof. You know, does this stuff work? Obviously, it's very visual, so let's make sure that our before and afters are up to scratch. It's effectively free, unless you're paying for ads, which I'm not sure I'd recommend at the moment. I'm not sure how appropriate it is to be paying to promote ads to people right now, but for people that choose to follow you, then it's effectively free to publish to them. There's billions of people every day on social media. At the moment, there's never been more people online on social media than ever before. Mark Zuckerberg said he was seeing surges bigger than what they get on New Year's Eve at the moment on a daily basis. Oh, there you go, Richard. Dropbox for Business, 50 quid a month, iCloud $2.99. Yeah, I need to look into it properly to see if they've got all the features that we use of Dropbox for Business. Selective sync, team members, version control, etc., etc. But if it does, then well, hey, awesome. Obviously, social is a big thing for driving traffic to websites. So now is a really good time to get your social media content created and stacked up for the coming weeks. Obviously, you've got all sorts of help with that in Aesthetic Entrepreneurs, from Richard on the strategy to Ruth on the content creation, etc. So there's all sorts of help for you, but now is a really good time to focus on it. Another important channel that people use, first or second, depending on their nature, is Google. You know, use this time to ensure that patients that are looking can find you and not your competitors for relevant treatments. Work with your web agency or digital partner to get an SEO audit and get some recommendations going, because there's always a way to improve. There's always a way to increase your position in Google. And now is a really good time to focus on that, so that when people are looking and when the economy snaps back, as we all hope and pray that it will, you're getting found above everybody else. So ensure that also your Google My Business profile, which I'm always talking about, is fully populated. And if you've been through the Google Juice course, or you've seen the presentation, if you were at GSD, the last real GSD, you will know that there's 8 ranking factors that play into that Google optimization for local search, and you've got to use that time now to be all over that. So really work on that now as well. And automation, which I hardly ever talk about in this group, it now again is a really, really good time to focus on your automation. So again, this is a whole massive topic on its own. Each of these 10 things are, but I'm just really running through these to give you a sense of what you should be thinking about right now and what you should be using this time for. I know a lot of you are super busy and a lot of you are working your NHS jobs, but if you do have time at the moment, then you should be using it to focus on your automation and all these digital experiences. My son's approaching me. I'm going to have to tell him I'm live on Facebook. Not at the moment, mate. He probably just wants V-Bucks for Fortnite. So think about automation as well as all these other things. What can you be doing right now to make sure that during the lockdown and when you come out of it, you've got this slick digital experience that you're presenting to your patients and potential patients, which happens automatically. And your website now is as good a time as any, and better than any, I would argue, to work on your website. So take this time to ensure that the website is fully optimized, offering a really user-friendly experience. You know, think about it from the patient's perspective. What do they want when they get there? They want to know what you can do for them. They want to know how to access you. They want to know that it works. They want to know that you're trusted. They want to know that you're an expert. So take this time to review that. Look at your booking process. Look at online chat. Look at video calls, you know, online payments. Review all of your content. Make sure that there's a COVID statement on the website, which makes clear what you're doing, what people can still do to access you, get your advice, contact you during lockdown. Make sure that everything's fully up to speed. Who's talking about V-Bucks in here? Michelle, I've just bought more V-Bucks for my son to keep him quiet. Yeah, absolutely. It's sad. My son's completely addicted to Fortnite. If I'm not speaking to you guys in my lunch break, I'm normally reluctantly putting V-Bucks on Fortnite to keep him quiet. So the other thing we talk about is live stream content. That's the 10th area that I think you should be thinking about. You know, when you're not able to do what you do in real life, then more than ever, and obviously Richard talks about this a lot in terms of Facebook live streaming is a great way to deliver digital content, training, presentations, talk to patients, and run your community. Obviously, you must not promote prescription-only medicine through any of these channels. So the 10 ways that we talked about are bookings, video consultations, online payments, remote working, social media, automation, subscription products, enhancing your website, and live streaming. So those are the 10 sort of areas that I think you should be looking at the moment. And these are the ways that you're going to ensure you can keep engaging with patients now, but also, possibly more importantly, come out much stronger the other side of this. Anyone got any questions about those 10 areas before we move on? I've kind of rattled through it, and as I said, there's a lot involved in each area, a lot of detail, which we often go into in terms of automation and SEO. But anyone got any thoughts and questions on any of those 10 areas that they might be able to work on whilst you might possibly have more time on your hands? I see no questions, but there is a delay on the live stream. Stevie Potter, Google Juice, does it work without a website? Yeah, to an extent. Because this is all about your Google business profile, which is the panel all about you that pops up on the right-hand side. So yes, it works to an extent. It would get you found. It works much better with a website because a lot of the ranking factors that determine how high you appear in those Google listings in the local search, what's called the snack pack or the map pack at the top of Google, are determined by your website. How much to get you to do it? Well, we'll be coming to that. It's possible to get access to LTF, to my team. I'm going to explain how you do that in a minute. Marie has no questions. Nicola says, I can't update the website myself and the web guys are a nightmare. Okay. Well, you've got the wrong web guys. It shouldn't be a nightmare. And you should really have a website that you have a login to access yourself, which is dead easy to update. So, yeah, wrong web guys. So it might be time to move on. There's always two sides to the story, but I'm guessing that if they're a nightmare, what you mean is that they're possibly slow or difficult to get hold of when you need to. Someone saying that they're trying to join the waiting list you're advertising at the bottom. Instead of clicking on all three, is there a way to input details once for all three? Well, wait till you've heard about each offering, Michelle, and then it might be clear to you which waiting list you want to join. So let me move on and start talking about the done for you services that we've set up, and explain what each one entails, how it all came about, and how you get onto the wait list. So in a recent survey in AE Digital, 96% of you, it would seem, would rather have everything done for you. And we probably should have run that survey before building the courses, the DIY courses. I still think there's a percentage of you that really want to have a crack at this stuff yourself, which is great. But obviously there's an overwhelming majority of you that want to focus on what you're good at, want to focus on your business, and want to outsource the digital stuff, which again, completely understand that. I'm certainly not about to start going around doing my own aesthetic treatments. And for the same reason, I think really you should probably outsource your digital. So off the back of this poll and this kind of overwhelming majority, I've worked on, and with the help of Richard and others, some packages which gives you access to LTF, my agency, and the team, and allows you 3 different ways to outsource and have done for you 3 different levels of digital. So before we start, let me just introduce these. So they're going to be bronze, silver, gold. Not very imaginative, but you know, it's logical. It makes sense. And these are the brands, the badges for each of these packages. And it might be that if you're on a phone, some of the detail of this might be difficult to see, but I'm going to share it with you all afterwards, and I'm going to walk you through it now. So before we get into bronze, silver, and gold, I just want to remind you actually the value and the stuff that you get just by being in the digital group. So at the moment, AE Digital is for you if you're an aesthetic entrepreneur who wants to get digitally sorted. That's what it's for. Whenever I get spare time, you know, in my lunch break and of an evening, of a weekend, when I'm not doing my day job, I give you guys all of this stuff. You know, you get access to the group, you get pre-order discounts on any courses that get created, you get regular digital help, you get regular Facebook Lives like this one and the one we just had. You get basic questions answered fairly quickly in the group. You get first sight usually of content that I'm working on. And, you know, the value of that is huge, of course. Yes, stop. You're all cheering, I can tell. And there's always these kind of optional extras of the courses and coaching calls, audits, plans, that kind of stuff. Or, of course, you can work with my team for done for you services on a kind of ad hoc quoted basis. That's the landscape at the moment. You get that now. And what does it cost? It costs nothing. So that's pretty cool already. And that's nice of me, isn't it? But to answer that kind of, yes, please give us a program so that we can get it done for us, I've created 3 further levels to that. So the first one, bronze, is for you if you've got an existing website, you've got your automation already sorted, and you need support and some SEO help. So that's the bronze kind of avatar. That's your situation for bronze. And what do you get with it? You get everything from AE Digital, which we just spoke about. You get website hosting included, which normally has a value of £15 a month. You get website security, which is making sure that nobody hacks your site, and we back up the data as well. Those 2 together are normally 40 quid a month. You get up to 4 hours of website support and tweaks to your website from LTF, and you get ongoing Google optimization, which normally is a minimum of 325 quid a month. In the optional extras column, you get Google Juices done for you now, so you don't need to buy that course. Automate you can get at a discounted rate if you're a bronze member. You can have coaching calls with either myself or LTF team members for a reduced rate. And you still got access if you need for audits and plans and done for you work at an ad hoc quoted rate. So you're getting 139 quid's worth of discount. You're getting monthly value of £640 of support, and it's £199 a month. So that's the bronze level AE Digital done for you service package, which gives you access to Team LTF to be able to help you and get all this done for you, take all the headaches away. It is a 12-month commitment, and that is plus VAT. But as you can see from the value versus the cost, I think it's a bit of a no-brainer. And then we move on to silver and gold. So with silver, it's for you if you've got an existing No, that's not right. That's the same as that. You've got an existing website and you need support with SEO and automation. So you get everything from AE Digital, of course, everybody gets that. You get one coaching call with either myself or a member of the LTF team. You get access to the team, priceless, obviously. LTF are awesome, I would say that. Twice named Digital Marketing Agency of the Year. A barn load of talented individuals based at Silverstone Racetrack. You get website hosting, you get website security, you get website backups, you get 4 hours of website tweaks, you get your Google optimization worked on for you on an ongoing basis, and you get ongoing support with your automation, covering your bookings, payments, reminders, marketing emails, reviews, etc. So on the optional extras side, Google Juice is done, so you don't need to buy that course anymore. Automate is done, so you won't need to buy that course. You're already getting a coaching call, so that's done, and you get half price audits and digital plans if you need. Then, of course, if there's any other stuff that you need on top of that, in terms of web development or other digital campaigns, then that's quoted on an ad hoc basis. So in the case of silver, that adds up to £1,210 worth of monthly value and £483 worth of discount. And that level of done for you is £299 a month. So again, comparing the value to the monthly fee, again, a no-brainer, I hope. Because, you know, this is for you guys and it's what you've asked for, and I'm trying to do it in a way where I'm almost part funding it for you with LTF to give you everything you need for what I think is a reasonable subscription. And then the third level of it is gold. So with gold, it's for you if you want to take your website and your digital up a level, or if you're starting from scratch. So again, as always, you get everything from AE Digital. You get a coaching call with either me or the team. You get access to the LTF guys. You get the hosting, you get the security, you get website backups, you get 4 hours of tweaks, you get automation, all sorted around bookings, payments, reminders, marketing, and reviews. You get your Google optimization done, and you get a brand new WordPress website, and you get an e-commerce section built onto the website. Google Juice is done, Automate is done, coaching plans are done, audits and plans are done. So in this case, you're getting £1,210 worth of monthly value. You're getting £3,500 of web design and e-commerce, and you're getting around £800 worth of discount. And this one's $399 a month. Again, they're 12-month commitments, but this one gives you everything digital, completely sorted. So those are the three levels. You've got bronze, you've got silver, you've got gold. So taking you back to bronze, that's for you if you've already got a website, your automation's okay, but you need support and you need SEO help. Silver is you've got an existing website, but you need support, SEO, and automation help. And gold is if you want to take your website and digital up a level, or you're starting from scratch. You haven't got anything sorted yet. These done-for-you services are limited. There's a maximum number of participants that the guys can handle at each level due to the clients they've already got and that I already help and general capacity. So what we're doing is building a waiting list, which is the URL at the bottom of the screen. So all you got to do at the moment is you don't have to make any sort of decision other than which waiting list you want to be on. Is it the gold, the silver, or the bronze? Which one suits you? And you can watch this back and decide. But this waiting list closes on Friday night. So I'm going to remind you about that again at the end. But at the moment, the only thing you've got to have a think about is which done for you service suits you. Be mindful of the fact that they're limited, and just choose a waiting list to join. So why should you trust these services? Well, we know you and we know your sector and you know us. And although some of you have not yet met the guys at LTF, they share my values, they share my principles. Richard has already benefited from their work, and as have many others in the aesthetic sector. We've done lots of work in your sector, and we've got a lot of experience and a lot to bring to the party. So I'm obviously biased, but some of the people that work at LTF have worked for me for 11 years, and that's pretty unusual in the digital world. So I fully endorse the team behind it, and obviously I'm involved wherever I can be. I do the coaching calls when I've got time, and I get involved in scoping things out and making sure that we're doing a bloody good job for everybody we work with. And the only real question is, which flavor of digital would you like? So again, this waiting list is open until 9 o'clock Friday night. That's the website to go to get on the list. And if you've got any questions about it now, throw them in the comments whilst I'm still here. Drop me a DM whenever you like. So yeah, what are your thoughts? What is your feedback having seen these programs? Is there a standout model that fits your situation? Is anything not clear? Yeah, shout. What do you think? I'm starving. Didn't have any lunch before I came on here. What are we thinking, guys? Marie, you've already audited my site. Can you DM me and let me know what plan is most suited for you? Yes, I will, yeah. We'll go back through that initial review we did for you and see what's best. Michelle needs to watch it back again before deciding. Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot of info there to take on board and to help you decide what's most suitable for you. Jane's joined the list, which is awesome. Nice one, Jane. And thanks for all that you've been doing for everyone's well-being in the group. Massively appreciated. Stevie says, it all looks great. Are you able to put together patchworks? Like, I have a web domain, a WordPress, a Calendly, a campaign manager. Can you piece them all together and make them work if they're half done? Yeah, of course, yeah. A lot of times the guys are meeting people that are in exactly that situation. Kumkum says, I'd like to join the waiting list for gold. Yeah, absolutely. So if you go to that website and click gold, that's it. You put in your details and you're on the list. So we're going to keep that waiting list open until Friday night. We're going to see where we're at that point. But as I say, they have to be limited. So there's only so much capacity. to be able to do things at that price level. And as you probably know, LTF, they're not super expensive for the sake of it, but they're not the cheapest of agencies to work with, because we only do the best quality work we can do with people that appreciate it and want to invest in it. So to be able to do these kind of packages at these sorts of rates, it has to be limited, because this is not where we're going to pay off our mortgages. This is where, but it is where we're going to add loads of value to you guys who I love as a community. And so I want to get as many of you guys involved as possible. What we got here? Emma McKay, message me later, finishing off website amends today. Whoop. Stevie, also in the process of doing my branding, so probably best to wait. Yeah, absolutely. So that's another good point. So these 3 programs that you're looking at here will form part of a wider ecosystem in AE, which is likely to be called AE Media, right? And so with everyone involved in Aesthetic Entrepreneurs, all the experts and all the team members, there will be eventually the whole gambit from branding with Russell through the stages of strategy with Richard, these digital elements, content creation with Ruth, AE TV, which was launched recently, and you know, the whole gambit of it'll be the place to go for any aspiring aesthetic entrepreneur. So these fit into that wider ecosystem. What else we got here? Rita, question, looking for a doodle animation creator. A doodle animation creator. Are you talking about a software tool or a person? There's lots of really cool doodle animators on People Per Hour. There's also a couple of platforms that do it. I'll send you some links later, Rita. Lorraine says, mine is also half done. Do you create the content for automated emails, or do we specify how many mailing lists we want and the content, etc.? Yeah, we do often create the content for the automated emails. So yes, normally that would be a collaborative thing. So we'll be working with you, shaping content you already have got, and to help out. Marie says, when will the packages start? So the packages will be starting within May. So once we've assessed where we're at with the waiting lists and capacity, etc., and the people signing up for each of the packages, they'll be starting in May, probably mid-May. Platforms that do not cost the earth for Rita for doodle animations. Yeah, I'll come back to you on that one. We used a couple in the past. Can't remember their names at the moment, but they're pretty good. And they're fairly drag and drop to create simple stuff. And you can do your own voiceovers and things like that. So the name escapes me at the moment, but I'll send you a link later. Cool. So any other questions, guys, about this? And what do you think? Do you feel this has answered your prayers? If we go back to that original poll, this was built with 96% of you in mind. And if there's no other questions whilst I'm on, that's fine. You know where I am. Drop me a mail and shout me anytime. And if you want to go join the waiting list, then that is the address at which to do so. It's on my consulting website /done4you. Go leave your details there, decide which list to join, and let me know how you get on. Oh, one last question. Is there anyone who we can talk to with questions before deciding? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So either myself or my colleague Matthew will be available to talk to you about it. Just drop me a DM and I'll connect you to one or both of us. Helen, it's great, not in a position to take it up, but soon. That's brilliant. Jane's getting muddled and overwhelmed with all this stuff, so pleased you're doing it. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point, really. Remove headaches from you and let you focus on what you guys love and what you're good at. So absolutely. So thank you very much, guys. I'm going to go and grab some lunch now and get back on it. Got lots to do in my day job, and I hope that's been useful, both the 10 ways that digital can help and also these ways to access the team and get everything sorted and outsource all your digital headaches. Hope you all have a fantastic rest of Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday today. Yeah, because days mean very little. And as I say, give me a shout if you've got any questions. And in the meantime, I look forward to seeing you on the wait list. There's no harm being on the waiting list. It's not a commitment of any kind, but it will just give us a sense of where we're at in terms of capacity. So jump on the list and we take it from there. Okay, guys, have a good one. I am signing off, and I will speak to you very soon if this thing lets me. There we go.